Alright guys, so I'm going to be going through a couple trades we took this week on the Telegram channel and on live on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out my Telegram channel, it's down in the link in the description. So it'll be like the link, I believe I'm going to put a link tree down there so you guys can follow all my social medias and my Telegram. Free Telegram gives like free analysis every day, every trade I take, everything. So okay, let's go back. So this was the trade we took, right? So let's go back to our setup right here, right? So let me delete all this. Okay, so what I want you guys to see is how I set up my chart. I got a couple requests of people telling me how I draw my lines and all that stuff. So hold up, this isn't even the spot I want it at. Let's see, I want it down here, right? Okay, so I came to the charts and price was pretty much just ranging, right? So we have this previous level of resistance here on the 1 hour, right? So I draw my zones on the 1 hour just because they'll make it stronger zones. So that'll be a zone. These levels will be a zone, right? Right? This level would be a zone up here. Right, so these will be our target zones. Now, what we're gonna wait for is something like this to set up, right? Something, maybe a break and retest of this zone, or a break and retest of this zone, right? Right, so that's what we were waiting for. As soon as I got here, once I saw price was ranging, we can set buy stops up here, sell stops down here. But you need to be careful with that because you want to get this confirmation that this will be a resistance from now on, or this will be a support from now on. So what did we do? We waited for those setups to set up, right? So once price, let's see, so right there you see some people would have entered right here, down here, but like at this resistance, right? So that's a false breakout. You don't want to get stuck in these. So let's say you did take the breakout thinking it was a breakout. Let's say you entered somewhere down here with stops above previous candle, right? If price rejects this zone right here, you want to get out of that trade. Let's say price rejects and closes the same way it did right here. You want to get out of this trade immediately, just because price is telling you that it's going to continue to range throughout who knows how long. So once price is ranging, it has a good chance to hit our 10 pip stop loss due to the fact that we don't have it all the way up here, right? So we didn't enter that trade because price never closed below this whole section, right? These wicks. We want price to close below all these wicks, right? Below all these wicks in order to price give us that confirmation that it wants to continue down. So we didn't enter that. We waited. And now so now that price broke above this previous resistance, right? We wait for a price to come back to this zone. Right there, you see? So now, do we enter right here on this candlestick because it comes back down and it's bearish still? No, we wait for some bullish confirmation to tell us that price will continue up. So we wait, right? And now we're rejecting this previous resistance. Now became the floor, meaning price broke out of this resistance. Now it's creating support on this resistance, so it's break and retest. So now we're just waiting for some confirmation, like maybe a break of these wicks right here, right up here. 930 was our entry, right? Stops below our previous our SMAs. So now we go to our 30-minute and see how the 30 minutes acting. So right, so let's see. Now we're creating a minor resistance. So now we'll just wait for this to break out of this, and this will be our entry once our breakout happens of this zone. That was our entry there. Price below, right? Our previous price below our SMAs. So now we wait. So once price hits, right? So now price hit our entry. So what could happen here is price going to retrace, maybe touch this 50 SMA or 8 SMA and continue flying. So we wait for something like that to happen. We're already in this trade. But let's see, right? We're in this trade. and now price retraced, right? And now price is tapping our 50 SMA. Price is tapping our 50 SMA, and now it's rejecting it. It rejected it twice, I believe, on the 1 hour. On the 30-minute, it rejected it twice. So that gives us extra confidence for this trade, that this trade wants to continue flying. So what was our TP? Our TP would be take profit 1 is right here, right? This is where we are close 80% of our position. You guys can't go broke taking profits. So we wait. Now price is, remember this previous resistance right here? Now what is it becoming? It's becoming the floor. It's becoming a support. So now price is creating major support on the 30-minute to continue up, right? So now we wait. I believe our TP will be smashed right here. Yep. So TP was smashed right here. Price, we put our stops to break even here at this point. And we see what price wants to do. Now we'll target these highs over here. Target those highs. Boom. TP smash. Now which ones do we target? Up here. Right? So now price has moved 55 pips and hasn't retraced at all. So here's where you want to think about getting out, right? Because price needs a retracement, right? So price continue to fly. So, but the only reason why I would get out of trades is if these SMAs are broken to the downside, right? So if these SMAs break to the downside, we will be thinking about getting out. So now you see 8 SMA is catching up. As soon as this 8 SMA gets broken, we will be out of our trade right there. Because now price has to come and touch this 50 SMA way down here. So why would we hold this trade if we could just take our profit up here and then maybe get another setup to set up down here or up here? That was our trade on Eurjpy on Monday night. This was called live for you guys on YouTube, so you guys could literally go back and watch it. And yeah, so price continued to retrace, you see? That was our trade on Eurjpy. You guys can check it out on the Telegram or the YouTube that we had on, I believe, Monday morning, Monday at like 3 o'clock. That was our trade. So this trade was plus 60 pips. Now, I'll go ahead and show you guys the Gbpjpy trade that we took. I believe on Tuesday. Guys, so this is our GJ trade that we took on, I believe it was Tuesday night or Wednesday night at around 4 a.m. So I came to the charts and price, pretty much this was 20 minutes into our stream, right? So I saw the price came up, broke out of this range, missed this move. This would probably be my entry if I would have gotten on a little earlier, right? TP smashed, right? So, but I didn't take that trade. So what did we do? We waited for a retracement. This fib retracement is golden, right? Can ask Duncan. Duncan showed me all about this fib, and Daniel Savage too. They're beasts at using this Fibonacci play. This isn't my go-to trade, but if the setup is there, I will use it. Just because Duncan has taught me exactly how to use it. So what we saw here was we go down to the 15-minute, right? So now price did this impulse, right? So now we're due for the correction, right? So impulse, right? Correction, right? And then another impulse is going to come, right? So we waited for this setup to set up, right? So once we saw that we were on a Fibonacci long, price was overall bullish because we were rejecting this whole level of support. So we waited, right? Okay, now that price rejected our 764, right? That's our last chance on this Fibonacci. This 764 rejected, right? So what did we wait for? We waited for some bullish confirmation, right? So right there, our entry was 940, I believe, 930, 940, something like that. It's really 950. Let me check my Telegram. Yeah, so 951 was our entry, right? Stops below this previous support we created here on the 15-minute, right? And we waited to see if price breaks these SMAs, right? We have these SMAs down here that we need to break in order for us to be bullish for the night. So what did price do? We retraced a little bit and rejected this previous resistance that we had as support now, right? If you go down to the 5-minute, you see that we have created a minor support on it, right? With these previous rejections, it shows us that now this is a rejection zone to continue up. So we go back to the 15-minute and we see if our TP will get smashed, right? So now we're above these SMAs. Our SMAs are about to cross in our favor. Gives us extra confidence to hold this fib play, right? So we go. Now our TP was smashed. This was actually our TP. Our TP was here, our 1-on-1. So we closed 80% of our position there, and we held to see if maybe this resistance will get broken. So what did price do? Completely obliterated our resistance, and now where can we target? Well, we can target this zone right here, right? So here, I would be looking to get out of this trade just because price flew 30 pips with no retracement, right? So now it makes me feel like we have to come back and catch these SMAs for price to continue up. So right there, I would have closed another 10% of my trade, which now leaves us 10% running. So if price breaks this level of support, I will close my full position there. Or if these SMAs start to continue crossing, right? So right here. So now we're up 39 pips in profit, and now we're due for a retracement. But did price ever retrace? I believe it did. Yeah. So right there, once we break our 8 SMA, I would be completely out of this trade and look for a new setup. That was our trade on GJ. I believe Duncan called this same exact setup. I think his entry was a little lower, maybe like right here. But I wanted to wait for that bullish confirmation. So that was our trade that we called on GJ. Literally 20 minutes within the stream, we called this trade, and literally it took us not even 1 hour to hit our TP3. So there you go, guys. That was our trade we took live on YouTube, actually. You guys can go back and check that out. I will go and show you guys our Nzdcad trade, I believe. So let me go. So I'm going to show you guys our Nzdcad trade we called on the 25th of May. So I got to the charts. Price was pretty much breaking out of this range, right? We saw that price came back for a Fibonacci long right here, as you can see. Fibonacci long. See? Perfect golden zone entry to continue up, but we didn't catch that trade. So we're going to look for a breakout trade, right? So what do we notice? We notice that price is ranging at this point. So this zone doesn't really matter because we're using this support instead, right? So we're in ranging pretty much. So what are we going to do? We're going to wait for a breakout. I believe our entry was right above these wicks. Right above these wicks, right? So I had a buy stop order right here. Let's put our 15 pip stop loss. I use 15 pip stop loss on Nzdcad because it's more of a swinging pair. So even if price does go into drawdown, I want to hold the trade. So this will be our buy stop up here. So we wait for this breakout to happen, correct? So once a break and close of this zone, right? So we're still ranging here. Clearly now we have a bullish engulfing on the 30-minute, but we still have this resistance up here. So we're waiting for it to get broken. You see? Okay, price broke. So this was our entry right over here. All right. So now we're expecting price because now we've ranged. So now we accumulated the orders to continue up, right? So we're catching all the buyers, right, to continue moving price up. So what did we do? Waited, and look at that. I believe, yep, our take profit was smashed right here to target these previous level right here, right? So now we see if it breaks, right? So I closed 80% of my position up here, and now we see if we continue up or we break. So we never continued up. Now we're reaching our 8 SMA. So right there, I would have gotten out with 20 pip profit and I believe 10 pip profit. Yep. So that was a kind of easy trade, simple trade. We just took the breakout, right? And price continued up for 20 pips or take profit. So this strategy does work in most cases, right? So this buy stop order got activated, continued pushing up. Now we waited for our 8 SMA to be broken to get out of our trade. So beautiful trade here we called live on YouTube actually. So there's another one for you guys. I believe that was all we took this week. So I'll every week I'll be doing a breakdown for you guys of every trade we take, and even on the losses to see how we dealt with those losses and how we continued trading our strategy. No matter if your strategy doesn't work one time, you continue trading your strategy and it will work. This strategy is profitable, so that's why we took it, right? It's not going to work every time, but the probabilities of it working are very probable, right? And that's what it is. It's a probabilities game. Lamborghini taught me that. You know, this is all about probabilities. So if the probability of it hitting your take profit is in your favor, then take that trade every single time. So I'll see you guys Monday on the live stream. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. I will be coming out with all this value, all this content every day. Thank you guys for watching, man. Click the link in the description. There's a link tree. You can subscribe to all my Instagram, my Snapchat, everything. So just click the link and like the video. Hit the notification, and thank you guys.
You a baddie, I been tryna fuck with you. You the type to go crazy, say fuck the rules. Swear to God, I ain't